Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. So we have a lot of news to cover in today's fourth stimulus check update. So you want to be sure to stay until the end of this video. First of all, the push for fourth round of stimulus payments continues to gain momentum in Congress, and lawmakers have proposed a plan that is going to provide Americans with $1,200 a month. 9 Democrats hold firm on opposing budget plans, will let a vote on the infrastructure plan first. So folks, I want to see Speaker Pelosi and the Democrats send out the fourth stimulus check as soon as possible. Do you guys agree with me? Do you believe that Speaker Pelosi will be able to unite the Democrats and the Republicans in sending out the fourth stimulus check? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no.
Well, thank you. And first, we're very disappointed in the meeting, but we urge our Republican colleagues to come back and continue to negotiate. A few times it looked like they weren't going to do that, and we urge them to do it. And why? Because negotiation and a broad, comprehensive agreement is the best way to go. But their stance was disappointing.
And with just days to go until the House returns for a brief session, competing Democratic priorities are still threatening to the adoption of a budget resolution, which is needed to begin the reconciliation process for enacting the party's economic agenda. And all 9 House Democrats told Speaker Pelosi last week that they won't vote for the budget unless the House sends the Senate passed bipartisan infrastructure bill to President Biden's desk.
Sanitation, our teachers. There are 1.5 million who've been laid off already. It is projected that there will be 3.6 million more workers laid off. And that's what a lot of this discussion is about.
But folks, just know this. Pelosi has also remained steadfast in her position that the House needs to hold on to the infrastructure measure until the Senate passes a $3.5 trillion reconciliation package, implementing instructions laid out in a budget resolution. And in regards to our big important stimulus check information, well, Democrats have said that they won't vote for the infrastructure bill, which might include a fourth stimulus check of $2,000 a month. That is, they won't vote for this bill without Democrats in the House and Senate supporting the reconciliation package.
Democratic lawmakers in Congress are reportedly pushing for that. Some say the relief checks should continue to roll out to Americans until the end of the pandemic. President Biden has offered no clues on whether a fourth or ongoing stimulus bills are in his near future or plans. This report comes as nearly 2 million Americans are still expecting to receive their $1,400 payment from the government.
And this leaves the leadership in Congress to believe the only way to pass both bills is to move them together. Moderates do think there's enough Republican support on infrastructure to overcome progressive opposition. And the House is also scheduled to return Monday from its August recess, for what leaders hope will be a 2-day session to adopt the budget and pass voting rights legislation. However, folks, 9 Democrats have repeatedly warned that if the Democrats do not schedule a vote on the infrastructure bill, that they will block the budget bill from passing. In public statements, all 9 Democrats argued for the importance of immediately passing the infrastructure bill. They said the measure's ability to create jobs with $550 billion in new spending to repair the nation's crumbling transportation system.
This is after a lifetime of hard work. People are entitled to retire with a little dignity, and that means protecting and expanding Social Security.
And concerned that delaying the final passage could ultimately doom the legislation, Pelosi did offer a small concession last weekend surrounding the fourth stimulus check. You guys have to know this. She said that Democrats would not vote on a rule that sets up debate parameters for both the budget and the bipartisan infrastructure bill, and wouldn't speed up the final passage on infrastructure. The 9 moderate Democrats rejected the overture, saying that while they appreciate the forward procedural movement, their position had not changed. The petition for monthly stimulus checks continues to gain traction. Members of Congress have been pushing for monthly checks since last May, and a petition for $2,000 payments is nearing its goal of 3 million signatures. However, the second and third round of stimulus checks caused a congressional brawl, and a recent bill for recurring payments has not gained support. This means that we could receive a fourth stimulus check. 3 weeks ago on July 30th, Representative Ilhan Omar introduced a bill that will create a nationwide universal basic income system. So we would get $2,000 monthly stimulus checks, folks. If the legislation is passed, it will create a 5-year guaranteed income pilot program. that would send out payments of at least $50 on a bi-weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis. The national program would then pay U.S. residents over the age of 18 at least $1,200 per month in child dependents, half the amounts that adults receive. And phase-out will start for individuals who make over $75,000 and joint filers who earn over $150,000. What are your thoughts on this proposal, everybody? Will we get the fourth stimulus check before the end of the year?
Or especially at risk and the rest. So,
and today, I signed into law the American Rescue Plan, an historic piece of legislation that delivers immediate relief to millions of people. Includes $1,400 in direct rescue checks, payments. That means a typical family of four earning about $110,000 will get checks for $5,600 deposited if they have direct deposit or in a check, a treasury check. It extends unemployment benefits. It helps small businesses. It lowers health care premiums for many. It provides food and nutrition, keeps families in their homes. And it will cut child poverty in this country in half, according to the experts. And it funds all the steps I've just described to beat the virus and create millions of jobs. In the coming weeks and months, I'll be traveling along with the First Lady, the Vice President, the Second Gentleman, members of my cabinet, to speak directly to you, to tell you the truth about how the American Rescue Plan meets the moment. And if it fails at any pace, I will acknowledge that it failed, but it will not. About how after long, dark years, one whole year, there is hope and light and better days ahead. If we all do our part, this country will be vaccinated soon. Our economy will be on the mend. Our kids will be back in school. And we'll have proven once again that this country can do anything, hard things, big things, important things. Over a year ago, no one could have imagined what we were about to go through. But now, we're coming through it. And it's a shared experience that binds us together as a nation. We are bound together by the loss and the pain of the days that have gone by. We're also bound together by the hope and the possibilities of the days in front of us. My fervent prayer for our country is that after all we've been through, we'll come together as one people, one nation, one America.